Hi YouTube! So this next video is practically for Giselle, who commented on my video of me getting accepted into FIU's PA program. She wants to know what my science and undergrad GPA were, and I'm going to practically give the whole spiel, my hours, also my GRE scores. I didn't find out about the PA profession until after I graduated college, so I didn't accumulate all the hours until afterwards. I had 900 hours with a obstetrics gynecologist, but I only volunteered. I didn't do much except follow her in every room. But when you're in an interview, the best advice I was ever given is never say you volunteered or shadowed. Say you assisted or performed certain actions. That sounds better. It makes it sound like you did a lot more. I also shadowed an actual PA in internal medicine. I couldn't do much with that one because he had students in rotation with him, which I had to give priority to, so I was just thankful that he even let me follow him and see what it was like. I only had like probably 130 hours with him. Then the last one was volunteering at the emergency room with the hospital. I checked in patients, I did their vital signs, and I even helped in the laboratory room where I would set up the equipment for the next person, getting their blood withdrawn, and etc. That was over at least 80 hours. I also decided to become a CNA after I visited one of FIU's PA open house. Dr. Cohen said it's best to become a CNA or an EMT where you can get that direct patient contact hours. I ended up contacting Chanel, the PA coordinator, if being a physical therapist aide would also qualify, and she said yes. So that's also a better route where you don't have to take school or pay money to become a CNA and invest so much time, and you can start your direct contact hours right away. Unfortunately, I didn't know that until after I completed my program, but the way I completed my CNA program was through a challenge course. So I only did it for a week, and I learned everything I needed to know for that week. Studied for like a month on my own the clinical skills that you need to know. There are like 19 of them because you're gonna have to perform 3 of them at the actual CNA testing site to become a certified CNA. The written exam is really easy. When my lecturer for CNA said that it's basically common sense, and I'm not really good with common sense, at least I don't think I am, like I like to know for sure, she was right. It was common sense. It's simple questions like, oh, if a resident ends up falling down, are you going to try and pick up the resident yourself, or stay with the resident and call for help, or gonna leave the resident alone and go attend another resident? Obviously, well, maybe not too obvious, but it's gonna be option B. You're gonna stay with the resident and call for help, because you can't try and pick up the resident yourself, because you can either damage your back or the resident himself or herself. So it's really common questions, but for those, if you do decide to go the CNA route, there's this website called CNA.plus, I believe. All the questions that you'll ever need to know are practically there in the practice written exam, and I studied those religiously. I passed 100% on both clinical skills and the written exam. For the clinical skills, it's really hard to find a good tutorial video to do it, because doing it in person and watching it in video is different. But I think my best advice would be to follow there's this blonde lady on YouTube. I wish I knew her name right now, but I don't. It'll be like the first video that pops up if you click on, if you type in CNA clinical skills. Really good, very informative. I followed everything that person did. I did like 3 months of CNA, and it was on the 3rd month where I got my interview for FIU that they told me I got accepted. So I was like, yes. I stuck my CNA job and try to enjoy my summer as much as I can before I enroll in the program. Let's see what else. Oh, my GRE score. I got 153. That wasn't probably the best, but it was a little above average because when I had checked, the average was 151. There's this vocab site that I used. It was like $16 just to use the whole vocabulary website, and it showed you all the words that you would probably encounter for the GRE, and it helped a lot. And it also had math problems, so it was very, very helpful. I really enjoyed that website. I think that helped me a lot in getting a better score. So for my undergrad GPA, I didn't do too well my freshman year, so it really, really brought down my GPA, because no matter how many A's I got afterwards, it just didn't help at all. I got a 3.28 as an overall undergrad GPA, which is not competitive at all, but as a science GPA, I got like a 3.4, and it's better than nothing, I suppose. But it all depends on your interview, because FIU, the way they accept people, or from what the last time I was told, is in a point system. It's not just one thing alone. It'd be good if you excel in everything, because then you know you get high points, but there's different points assigned to different things. I'm not entirely sure myself on how that works, but that's what I was told. And the interview alone is really important though, because it was actually my second time applying until I got accepted. The first year, I did not do well in the interview at all. I thought I could wing it, even though I read that you shouldn't wing it. I'm like, okay, I think I studied enough for it. I know the questions on why I want to be a PA, what I want to do, and all that. That does not matter. You need to know also about the healthcare, if you can, a little bit, like what is HMO, what is PPO, insurance, and yeah, you just like be mindful. Find questions that are most common in PA interviews and know all those questions. Like try and at least have an answer for every question. Like even who would you have dinner with, dead or alive? I guess that's it, really. Well, hopefully this answers your question, Giselle. Good luck. And good luck everyone else applying.